Oh, hi everybody. My name is Beaks, and I am a very friendly toucan. Let's go straight on to this magical video. It's not magic, but let's reconsider. Here we go. This lesson is about to be very magical. Like it's very cool and like so Tracy. Hang on. Before we get into those concepts, we need to understand them. So, let's see if Beaks really knows his stuff. This ain't no magic, by the way. No. Ha. Dear family, your child is learning to write numbers. You might notice that sometimes your child might write numbers backwards or reverse them. Oh yeah, I've seen that a lot. That's a common error they make, right? You're actually not wrong. This is exactly what it says. Oh, wow. This is very common in early number writing. You can ask your child, does this number look okay? Then point out that it is written backwards. Eventually, our goal is that children may identify their own reversals, write correct numbers, and write faster in preparation for first grade. Thank you. Sincerely, your child's teacher. Okay, kindergarteners, if anything, you should practice writing your numbers right now because in first grade, you will not be learning how to write numbers anymore. You should have already known how to write numbers in first grade. So, yeah, we should prepare you for writing numbers because this is very crucial for first grade and beyond when you write a lot of numbers. So, yeah, start practicing. We're going to teach you the basics of how to write numbers. Are you sure it's not magic? It's like kind of a number magic in a way. No, and stop saying magic all the time. Okay.
Ooh, I get it. We are supposed to write the following numbers.
Write the numbers. Oh, wow. So original. Yes, Byron, there are a few instructions, but there are a lot of numbers and a lot of steps to write certain numbers, and sometimes it only takes only a few steps or even only one step to write a number. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go here. All right, the first number we should all know is the number 1. Am I right? Yeah. Yes, you're right. Thank you. The number 1 is the number that we should learn how to write first. It's the easiest number to write because it only requires one step.
What is that step?
Well, in order to write the number 1, you just have to write a downward pointing stick.
A downward pointing stick? Can you be more specific?
Yes. What I mean by downward pointing stick, I mean a vertical line, or a line that goes up and down. This is the number 1. This is the number 1. And this is the number 1. That is how you write the number 1. Just trace one vertical line, and then you'll get the number 1. It's as easy as counting up to 1, which is basically just saying 1. And that's it. You're done.
Wow!
No wonder 1's a very special number. It is. Let's trace the number 1. Tracing the number 1 is, remember, drawing a vertical line. And here is this fun rhyme I would like to say when trying to remember how to trace the number 1. You ready? 1 line down like a stick makes a 1. That was quick. Get it? Because the line looks like a stick, and tracing a 1 is pretty quick. So it those rhymes. So it's a rhyming jingle in order to write the number 1. 1 line down like a stick makes a 1. That was quick. But, what about the steps? How do the steps work? That's a very great question, Rabbit. When writing or tracing a number, you always need to follow steps in a list. And not a literal list, but a number tracing procedure. Or a procedure is kind of like a list with things to do. Like, think of your to-do list, right? A to-do list is a list of things you have to do. So it's the same thing with numbers, except writing them down. And to help us grasp a better understanding of this concept, I brought a very special friend with us. Mr. Pencil. Oh, hi everybody. How are you doing? Good. What do you want to learn about today? We're learning how to write numbers. Can you teach us how to write the number 1? Okay. I'm an expert on writing numbers. I will help you guys get all the numbers you need. At least from 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10?
Yes.
Numbers. Touch a number to learn how to write it.
That is me in the corner there on the screen. So what I should do is touch the number 1, and then we would learn how to write it.
1. Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
I know it's pretty blurry, but I could clearly see that the number 1 looks like
here
that.
And drag along the line to here.
I know you can't see it, but this is how to trace the number 1, okay? Just trace a simple vertical line. And that's it. You end up with
1.
a 1.
1 bumblebee. Tap it.
I know you can't see it again, but I see 1 bumblebee. 1.
You did it.
You're done.
You tapped 1 bee. Super.
And that's how you trace and count up to the number 1. It's very simple, just like an ordinary stick. 1 line down like a stick makes a 1. That was quick. In order to count up to 1, you only have to do one thing. Say 1. And that's it. You are done. So that's how to trace the number 1. If you trace a line down like a stick, you could make a 1. And that goes pretty quick. But the number 2 is a little bit trickier, because instead of 1 straight line, it is now 1 straight line followed with a very long wavy curve, which is pretty difficult for most kids to write out. So thankfully, Mr. Pencil shows us how to write the number 2 as well. So let's take a look on how to write the number 2.
Numbers.
If we go to the numbers page and select number 2, we could see how he traces the number. I think you might see it better.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
So Mr. Pencil is telling you to start with this point and end at this point. This means that when you drag the point with your finger in order to trace it, you must reach here when you're done tracing. Do 1 curve, up and then down, and then 1 straight line. That makes it 2.
2. 2 bumblebees. Tap them.
Now there are 2 bumblebees. 1, 2 bees.
You did it. You tapped 2 bees.
2 bees.
Super.
So that's how we write and count up to the number 2. If we want to count to 2, we only say 2 things. 1 and 2. There, that's simple. Writing the number 2 is harder, but not as hard. Curve and then line. Curve and then line. Come on, everybody, say it with me. Curve and a line. Yeah, curve and a line. Curve and a line. Yeah, curve and a line. Woohoo! Curve and a line. Yeah, curve and a line. Curve and a line. Curve and a line. Woohoo! Let's do it one last time. Let's trace the last of our number 2s. Curve and a line, yeah, curve and a line. Curve and a line, yeah, curve and a line. First curve, then a line. Curve and a line. Curve, line, curve, and a line. And curve and line. Curve, line. Curve, line, curve, line. And that's how we trace the number 2. Wowza! We are learning how to write our numbers pretty fast now. But how about the number 3? I don't see any straight lines here. That's right. The number 3 does not have any straight lines. And this time it involves 2 curves, which is harder. Because the number 2 has a straight line, and the number 1 has a straight line and no curves. But the number 3 has no straight lines and 2 curves, which makes it pretty difficult to write. Don't worry, writing the number 3 is easier than you think it is. Let me show you how to write the number 3.
Numbers.
The number 3.
Touch a number 3.
The number 3.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
So, when it comes to tracing a number, there are arrows in the number that show you where to trace and where to go to write the number.
Start here and drag along the line to here.
So to write the number 3, here's how it works. Make a curve, just like me, then one more, and you've got 3.
3. 3 balloons. Count them.
There are 3 balloons. 1, 2, 3.
You did it. You tapped 3 balloons. Awesome.
And that is how we write the number 3. Wow. The number 3 could still be pretty tricky for most kids to write down because it doesn't have any straight lines and it has 2 curves. But don't worry, I'll show you an easier way to write such a kind of number. First, let's practice writing it, and then I'll show you a very, very special technique I have perfected over the days. So, turn your body around, then trace a curve on your face. And then another curve on the bottom part of your face. Do you notice that when you trace the number 3 on one side of your face, it looks like that a number is hidden in your body? What? Yes, go ahead, try it. Curve, curve, the number 3! Oh boy, I have a 3 hidden in me. I highly doubt that I have a 3 hidden in me. Let me try. Curve, curve. Oh, it's genuine. It's so true. It is the number 3. Ha ha ha. I don't know how that would even be possible. Oh, yeah, it is possible. The number 3 is hidden in me. Yes, that's a funny rhyme. And in science class, you learned about the human body. The human body contains all the organs. Tracing the number 3 is kind of like tracing the whole entire human body. Let's try it at the front of the human body. The front of the human body, one curve of the 3, the other half, the other curve of the 3, so you also have a 3 hidden here. See? This could constitute your whole entire body. If you trace the upper curve for the number 3, that represents your back and your upper parts, and then you trace the bottom curve of the number 3, that represents your belly and your private parts. So tracing the number 3 can really help you learn how to outline your body better. Really? Yes. Go on, try it. Okay, this is my back. I'm starting with my back. And then, down here, there's a 3 in there. Yes, because when you do it, back, there's a curve. And then down here, there's a curve. 2 curves make the number 3. There is a 3 hidden in me. Pretty cool, right? There is a 3 hidden in pretty much all of us if you just follow this fun, wacky exercise. So let's practice tracing the number 3. Can't you believe that the number 3 could be hidden on ourselves? That is very, very cool. Very, very cool indeed. At least when referring to the human body in this exercise. Curve, 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 and curve, curve. That's how you write the number 3. There's a 3 hidden in me. Ha ha.
That's a pretty good trick.
Yes. It's practice. Practice makes perfect. And next number is the number 4. We should all know that. 4 comes after 3. And 4 is also an easy number to write because it does not have any curves. It has straight lines in it. But this time, there are 3 straight lines in it. So, you have to learn how to trace all 3 of those straight lines. Let's learn how to write the number 4.
4.
This is the number 4.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
So there are 2 steps in order to write the number 4. Step 1, trace these 2 lines. Hold on, I have to see. Okay, there we go. First step is to trace those 2 lines. Those 2 lines look like a letter L. Do you see that? Look, when we trace those lines, it looks like an uppercase letter L. But then you also have to draw another line going down. The number 4.
4. 4 balloons. Tap them.
This time there are 4 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You did it. You tapped.
Oh, look at
4
that. The balloons are arranged in a square.
Awesome.
One of my favorite shapes. And that is how we write the number 4. So basically, to write the number 4, you have to draw a letter L, but it has to be like this. It cannot be like this. So be careful. It should be like this. It should be hanging at the top and not all the way down here, because that is essential for tracing the next line, which makes the number 4. See where I'm going with this? So too big of a letter L is not going to work. That's not a number 4. But this is a number 4, because we're tracing it right. So basically trace 3 straight lines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's how we write the number 4. Oh yeah. You could also practice trying to identify how many things are there that are in a set of 4, and cross out the things that are not in a set of 4. That's how we write the number 4. So, yes, that's how we write this kind of number. And next is the number 5. What a great time to be alive, is it? That's a funky rhyme you could sing to yourself, just in case you need to know what the number 5 is. So, yeah. This is the number 5. And tracing it is slightly harder because there is a curve over here, but then there's also 2 straight lines. Now, what's very special about this number is that it could be written in 2 special ways. Number 1, you could either write it like this, or number 2, you could write it like this. That is a very special number. 5 is a special number because it could be written in 2 ways. Mr. Pencil's going to show us how to write the number 5. Hit it, Mr. Pencil.
Numbers.
Number 5, so alive. Let's learn how to write the number 5.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
So in this method, we're doing a line down and then a large curve, and then a straight line there. That makes the number 5.
5. 5 stars. Tap them.
There are 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You did it. You tapped 5 stars. Yes, you did it.
And that is very special because if you look at a star, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. A star has 5 points. That's a very, very special feature in the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Wow, counting 5 stars. That was pretty amazing, don't you think? This is how we write the number 5. We could either trace it like this, line, line, curve, or we could trace it like this, line, curve, line. So let's practice our number 5s. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5, and 5, and 5, and 5, and 5. That's how we write the number 5. There we go. But then, there is also a very special number. It is known as 0. 0? What's the number 0 again? That's a great question, Byron. This is a very unfamiliar number. But even if kindergartners feel suspicious, the number 0 is still a real number. It's not a fake number, because although it represents nothing, over here, see, there are no apples, it is still a number, because as long as it could be traced, and as long as it represents a value, certain, or a blank one, like this, then 0 could be a number. So 0 is a number. That's what you would like to know. The number 0 is a number that has nothing in it. There are 0 apples on the plate. So in this scenario, there are no apples on the plate. There's nothing but the plate. So 0 represents nothing. Nada, zilch, 0. So nothing, blank, void. So, yeah. No quantity, nothing in it. So, yeah. It's 0. That is 0. It's a very special number because unlike any other number, the number 0 begins with the letter Z, which is actually the least commonly used letter in the English alphabet, appearing in less than 0.1% of English words. That's very crazy, right? I know. So, yeah, 0 is a very special number because it represents nothing at all. Nada. Nothing. Zilch. Emptiness. Empty. So, nothing. 0. When you have nothing of something, you have 0. So, when you have no apples, you have 0 apples. Tracing the number 0 could be hard, but it's actually very simple because it only involves tracing one looped curve, which is pretty much like tracing an oval or a circle even. But in this case, the number 0 is more like an oval shape because its shape is generally longer than a circle shape. So, round in a loop like an empty hoop makes 0 of something. 0 means nothing. Nada. You've got to remember that. Round in a loop like an empty hoop makes 0. Round in a loop like an empty hoop makes 0. 0. 0. 0. And 0. So, round in a loop like an empty hoop makes 0 because it is round in a loop and it looks like an empty hoop. See? Because there is this big white hole in the middle. So, yeah. I would like to think of that as a version of Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty. You could remember that when trying to remember what the number 0 looks like. Does it look like a square? No, it doesn't. It looks like an oval, more like, because it represents an egg shape, which again is pretty much like one of your favorite nursery rhyme characters, Humpty Dumpty. You could use analogies to help you understand what numbers are and what shape certain numbers are. This is the number 0. That's how you trace the number 0. Okay, and now that we knew how to trace the numbers 0 to 5, let's move on to some harder numbers. This time, we are going to learn how to write the number 6. After 5, everybody, comes a special number called 6. It is 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1 is 6 circles altogether. In order to write the number 6, here is what you could do. 1 line down and a circle around makes a 6 you have just found. That is a funky rhyme I have made up so that you could trace the number 6 a whole lot better. So let's learn how to trace our 6s. Line, circle, alley-oop. Think of a loop-de-loop. Look, when the roller coaster goes down, whee! And then when it reaches a loop-de-loop, it loop-de-loops. And it goes back to where it started. And then it goes back up, and then does another loop-de-loop. And then it keeps repeating. You could think of it as a roller coaster ride, where the roller coaster goes up and up and up, and then when you get to the number 6 part, it goes down, and a loop-de-loop it goes, starting back where it began. So tracing the number 6 this way, although not necessarily helpful, could help you understand how the number 6 could work in a very fun way, like a roller coaster ride. So yeah, writing the number 6. Let's get deeper on how to write the number 6, because it involves only one step, but at the same time, you see a line, but then there's a curve that is connected to that straight line, which is very, very confusing. Let's learn how to write the number 6. That looks like fun to trace.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
So it is simply just a locked-in hook, but upside down.
6. 6 balloons. Tap them.
This time there are 6 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You did it. You tapped 6
Arranged in a
balloons.
rectangle. I love it.
Awesome.
And that's how we write the number 6. So, yeah, the curve and the straight line that connects together forms a little hook. Let's think of a hook this way. A hook is kind of where you hang your items, right? Your clothing, and maybe even one of your fidgets or toys. That could be very fun. Or an umbrella. You could hang it in a hook. Well, come to think of it, if there is only one space in that hook, it could only hang one thing. Maybe a balloon or something. But if we write that balloon, then the circle shape of the balloon kind of looks like the shape of that hook. And the line of the balloon kind of looks like this line. So we could hang the balloon on the top of the number 6 and remember how the balloon was written in order to write it. You see where I'm going with this? Straight line corresponds with this straight line. Circle of the balloon corresponds with this circle of the balloon. So yeah, that is really an easy way to learn how to write the number 6 in a hook. 6 is a hook. Wow. Line and then circle. Upside down, hook. And that's how you write the number 6, everybody. Now this time, we are going to write the number 7, which comes next. 7 comes after 6. And I'm going to tell you, 7 is a very, very lucky number. Because legend says that if you're cursed with 7 years of bad luck, a good luck charm can help you get rid of those 7 years of bad luck and turn it into 7 years of good luck. So that's why 7 is a very lucky number. Because instead of bad luck, the luck charm, legend says, at least, will turn 7 years of bad luck into 7 years of good luck. That's why 7 is considered to be a lucky number in many cultures. After those 7 years are up, you better go find another luck charm. At least, legend says. This may be true, but we are not going to talk about that because it is still controversial. Let's learn how to write the number 7. Writing the number 7 only requires 2 steps, which is by tracing simple lines together. Let's learn how to write the number 7.
Numbers.
The number 7 at your service. The number 7.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
Let's trace the number 7 using this fun rhyme. A line in the sky and down to the ground. That's a lucky 7 you just found.
7. 7 stars. Tap them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You
7
did it.
stars.
You tapped 7 stars. Yes, you did it.
So that is how we write the number 7. Just think of the sky for a moment. The sky is what is above us. Well, this line is above this line. So this line is above this line. So we could think of this line as the sky and this line as a ladder that connects it to the sky. A very special but impossible scenario, because when you put a ladder on top of the sky, it can't really touch the sky because the sky is made up of air. So, but that is a magical scenario if you want to understand it. And remember how I said it was lucky? Well, what if you were skydiving, the airplane was going this way, and you dropped down, but then you stopped, and the parachute came down very slowly? That's lucky, right? That's how you can write the number 7, either by analyzing a skydive, wow, oof, phew, or by magically connecting the ladder to the sky. That's how you can write the number 7. What's interesting about the number 7 is that you could also write it backwards. But that's generally not how I would recommend it. And if you trace the number 7 like this, it is not correct. Be careful. If you trace it reversed, then it is not the correct number. This is the correct number, but this is not the correct number. So be careful. Children get very confused with these reversals. So don't do this. If you do this, bing, you are right. So that's how we trace the number 7. Not like this, silly. Like this. The number 7. Lucky number 7. It kind of feels so good to be lucky, isn't it? But then we get one higher than that, which is the number 8. The number 8. I could tell you 8. 8 is very special. 8 is a special number. Because 4 plus 4 equals 8. And in that equation, the two 4s are doubles. This means that doubles are 2 or more addends that are exactly the same number. So in the equation, 4 plus 4 equals 8. The two fours are the doubles, because they are exactly the same. So yeah, that's what make the number 8. Everybody, yeah. So tracing the number 8 could involve 1 or 2 steps, depending on how you would like to view it. But first, let's see how Mr. Pencil traces his number 8s.
8.
The number 8. 8, 8, 8. The number 8.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
Drawing your S, looking great. Curve back up, and there's your 8.
8. 8 bumblebees. Tap them.
Now there are 8 bees. 8 times the painful bee stings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You did it. You tapped
8 bees.
Super.
And that is how you trace the number 8 in one special way. Like, think about tracing the uppercase letter S. You learned how to trace your letters, did you? This is how you write an S. But when you trace an S and then curve back up, you get 8. So there is an S hidden in an 8. There is an S hidden in every 8. Because if you trace any letter S and curve back up to join this point with this one, then you will always get the number 8. You might think it's a letter. Think again. That is a very special magic trick. A very special magic trick. And I kind of spoiled it because I told you how to do it. But it could also involve 2 steps. One step is to do this. The second step is to first trace one small circle, then one large one. That makes the number 8. Think of building a snowman in the winter time. You love to build snowmans. Well, the number 8 can kind of look like a snowman. Because if we trace a snowman, let's draw a snowman. Its arms and its face, don't forget the carrot nose, and its hat. You could carefully see that if you visualize this perfectly enough, then it looks like a very special number. The number 8, another magic trick brought to you by me. And so yeah, decorating our snowman. You may think that this is our amazing snowman. Think again. It's an 8. Those arms were fake. I meant to erase them. So yeah, another magic trick you could do to trace the number 8. Yeah, very cool. 8. Let's practice our 8s, everybody. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. And 8. And 8. And 8. So that's how we write the number 8. And then the number 9 is one more than 8. The number 9. So fine today. This is the number 9. And if you look very closely, when you turn it upside down, it almost kind of looks like that familiar 6-like hook we have just traced. This is because when you trace a number 9, you are basically tracing the number 6 upside down. So look at it this way. Let's trace the number 6. Okay, let's trace the number 6. And then turn your page right side up again. Now there's a number 9. So a number 9 could turn into a number 6. Aha! That's another magic trick. This is a 6. you might think it's a 6. But hold on a second, because... Woohoo! Now it's a 9. Can't you believe it? A 6 could be a 9. And surprisingly, the other way around too. A 6 could be a 9. That is very, very cool. You are very confused here, are you? You're trying to identify which one is the 6 and which one is the 9. And don't worry, I could tell this one's the 9 and that one's the 6 because those have been upside down and I could see them clearly. This is 9 and this is 6. Let's see if I'm right. I am right. 9 and 6. That's a very cool magic trick. So basically, in order to write the number 9, you could turn your math book upside down like this and write the number 6. And then turn your math book right side up again. And then you would get a special number 9. But you could also do it the normal way, like any other number. Just do one circle and then one line down. Like a lollipop. A yummy, yummy lollipop. So visualizing a lollipop could really help you. And the number 9, when you trace a tail, that kind of looks like a lowercase letter Q. But if you get rid of the tail, it kind of looks like a 9. So, yeah. And I tell you that a number 9 is an upside down 6. Well, that 9 is an upside down 6 too. We got another 6. Wow. That's a pretty cool magic trick. So, let's write our 9s, everybody. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9. That's how we write our number 9s. Let's review how to write the number 9.
9. What should we do next?
The number 9, so fine.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
So again, visualizing our lollipop. One circle for the lollipop skin. And then one line down for the lollipop stick. That makes a 9.
9.
That's mighty fine.
9 balloons. Tap them.
There are 9 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You did it. You tapped
Arranged
9
in a
balloons.
square again.
Awesome. Let's
And that, my friends, is how you trace the number 9. Very cool. And then the funnest part begins. Now we are getting to the number 10. The number 10. Wow. It's a very large number. Because it involves 2 digits. A 1 and a 0. But be careful here. Because the 1 in the 10 does not represent 1, 1. It represents 1, 10. So, in the first digit of a 2-digit number, the first digit, like this 1, for example, represents how many 10s there are. And then the second digit, which is the 0, tells how many 1s there are in the number. So, that is a simple explanation of how place value works. You are going to learn a lot more about place value in high school, and in junior high school, and in elementary school, too. You're going to learn a lot about those. But let's not waste time on that, because we want to get to the fun stuff. The number 10. You might think tracing the number 10 is tricky, because it is larger. But that is not true at all, because remember, we learned already how to trace the number 1 and the number 0 just a couple minutes ago. So guys, a 10 contains a 1 and a 0 in it. So what you have to do to trace the number 10 is to basically write the number 1 and then write the number 0 next to it. That's a 10. And you've got your lovely 10. Let's write the number 10, everybody.
10.
10.
Let's write it. Start here and drag along the line to here.
So to write the number 10, you have to write the number 1, and then write the number 0 next to it. A number 10.
10. 10 balloons. Tap them.
Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You did it. You tapped 10 balloons.
10 balloons.
Awesome. What should we...
And that is how we write the number 10. Just basically write the number 1 and then write the number 0 next to it. That's how we write the number 10. And if that is a delight, then wait until we reach larger numbers. Hold on! Wait. There's a number larger than 10? Yes, there are a lot of bigger numbers, a lot of larger ones. Going into the big ideas of very large numbers. Let's go on to a larger number.
A larger number? I can't wrap my head around this.
It is pretty crazy, right? But there is a number larger than 10. And this number has a very complicated name. But don't worry, I'll help you. This has 1 10 and 1 1. It's the number 11. 11. Let's write the name. 11. E-L-E-V-E-N. 11. That's how we write its name. Its number is very simple too. Just write the number 1 and then another 1. Very simple. In order to write the number 11, you basically have to write the number 1 and then another number 1 next to it. That's how you make the number 11. 11 is 1 more than 10 because this one represents 1 10 and the other one represents 1 1. So yes, that's place value. 10 plus 1 is 11. So the first one represents 1 10 and the second one represents 1 1. 1 10 plus 1 1, which is 10 plus 1, equals 11. 11. That's a very cool number. Double ones. 1 and then another 1. If you trace the number 1 and then another number 1, you get the number 11. And now, there is a number larger than 11.
Larger than 11?
Yes, a lot whole larger than 11, in fact. 12. The number 12. T-W-E-L-V-E. That's how you spell the number 12's name. 12.
Wow!
Yes. Now, what's surprising about this number, you say? Well, this is actually the largest number that only has 1 syllable in English. 12. 12. That is only 1 syllable long. That's 1 syllable. Learning about syllables and how to chunk words. 12. You clap a certain number of times to see how many syllables are in a word. Like, for example, in the word pig, there's only 1 syllable. So you clap once. Pig. Well, in the word 12, there is only 1 syllable. So we clap once for that too. 12. And besides that, no bigger number has only 1 syllable. So 12 is the largest number that has 1 syllable, but it's not the largest number of all, because there are a lot of larger numbers. The number 12 has 1 10 and 2 1s. To write the number 12, just write the number 1 and then the number 2 next to it. Write the number 1 and then write the number 2 next to it. 10 plus 2 is 12. So this 1 represents 110, and this 2 represents 2 1s. 110 and 2 1s make 12. Very, very easy. All other numbers that are larger than 12 have 2 or more syllables. Pretty cool, right? When children first learn to write numbers, emphasis is placed on forming the numbers correctly. Children begin by tracing, and then are provided with starting points for their pencils. Learning the correct technique helps children learn to write numbers neatly and consistently. After a while, children no longer need these hints and are able to write without guidelines or starting points. It is easier for many children to write smaller figures, since they have greater control of the writing tool. With practice, children will gain confidence and speed in writing numbers. I know what you're thinking. 12 is not the biggest number. There is a number that's larger than 12.
Larger than 12?
Yes. There are numbers much larger than 12. Much larger than 12. This is the number 13. THIRTEEN is how you spell the number 13. I'll just leave it there. So, 13 is larger than 12 because it has 110 and 3 1s. So, yeah, this is also the number 13 because there's a 1 and a 3. However, this is not the number 13 because the numbers are too far apart. And this is not the number 13. It kind of looks like the letter B. The numbers are too close. But this is the number 13 because the numbers are at just the right distance. So don't write the numbers too far apart or too close to each other, but rather at the right distance. The number 13 has 110 and 3 1s. So in other words, the 1 represents 110, and the 3 represents 3 1s. 110 plus 3 1s make 13. So yeah. Unlike 7, 13 is considered to be an unlucky number.
An unlucky number? Poor 13.
Yes. That's because there's a scary horror film known as Friday the 13th.
The 13th? Wow, 13 must be a very scary number.
It sure could be, especially since 13 is the first number in which you are officially a teenager, or simply a kid that is 13 or older. So yes, that's when you reach teenagerhood or adolescence. But we're not going to learn about that, because that involves puberty and everything, which is so embarrassing to go through. You're way too young to know about this anyway, so give it a rest. But anyways, yeah, on Friday the 13th, which is the horror film, there are a lot of scary things in it. I would not recommend watching this movie, so don't watch it. That's what makes number 13 so scary. And if that's not enough, do you want to know something else about the number 13? Yes, some hotels have elevators that don't include a 13th floor. That is so crazy. They only involve a 12th floor and a 14th floor, but not a 13th floor. That's why 13 is so unlucky, because it appears in a very scary movie called Friday the 13th. And people say that Friday the 13th is a pretty bad day too, because, I really don't know why, but, because of this horror film that I'm talking about here, but I have no clue on it, so that's why 13 is so unlucky. A clumsy little fella. But basically, to write the number 13, you have to write the number 1 and then the number 3 next to it. That's how you write the number 13. And then the number 14. Fourteen. 14. 14. The number 14 is larger than 13.
Oh,
Is it unlucky? No, it's not an unlucky number. It could be considered a lucky number, but I don't think it's a lucky number.
oh,
Or an unlucky number either. I think it's just a regular old plain number. However, 14 could represent other things. It could symbolize a lot of other things. Like when you have matured more. Like when you're 14 years old. You may have matured more. That is a very, very good thing to do. Because being mature means you know what and what not to do. So yeah. As they always say, eat your ice cream before it melts. Do not leave the tap running. Leaving the tap running wastes water, so be careful. The number 14 has 1 10 and 4 ones, so 10 plus 4 is 14. However, 13 has 1 10 and 3 ones, so 10 plus 3 is 13, and 10 plus 4 is 14. So to write the number 14, you basically have to write the number 1 and then write the number 4 next to it. So first, write the number 1 and then write the number 4 next to it. That is how you write the number 14. But it could be considered a lucky number because if we take 7 and add another 7, we get 14. And I said 7 was a very lucky number. So yeah, it contains 2 7s, which are both lucky numbers. So 14 can be considered to be a very lucky number if we look at it as 2 7s. 2 lucky number 7s make 14. So 7 plus 7 equals 14. That's a very, very, very cool feature to have in a number. 2 lucky add-ins. This number's killing me. And now, we are getting into the much higher numbers.
let me guess. There's a number larger than 14.
That's right. There is a number that is larger than 14, and that is 15. F-I-F-T-E-E-N. 15. You notice how these numbers have 2 syllables now instead of 1, because look. 15. Yes, it has 2 syllables. So 12 is the largest number that has only 1 syllable. 12. But in 15, it has 2 syllables. 5 and teen. So, yeah. 15. 15 is actually how old I am right now. I am 15 years old. 15 is a very special, special number. Because 15 is kind of when you are getting older. You're classified as a young adult.
Wow!
Yes, 15 is when you're classified as a very young adult. And I just learned this, but when you're 15 years old, you might get your first kiss.
First kiss!
Yes, so 15 can be a romantic number too. Romance is simply just love and kissing, and when 2 people are alone. So, and they like each other. The number 15 is a very special number because it could not only be good for understanding about how old you're going to be, like 15 years old, but it can also help you learn what happens when you're 15, like your first ever kiss. I don't talk about the kisses with your mom or dad or stuff, but rather a kiss with your true love, which is the partner you really love, you really fall in love with. So 15 is very romantic. 15 has 1 10 and 5 ones. 10 plus 5 is 15. Be careful, everybody. This is a common mistake. Do not say 15, because although 15 has 5 ones in it, 15 is not the correct way of saying 15. Because in this word, F-I-F, is not how you spell 5. You spell 5 like F-I-V-E, not like F-I-F. F-I-F spells fifth, and 15 has a fifth, not a 5. So that's how you know that 15 is not pronounced 15, it's 15. So yeah. To write the number 15, you basically have to write the number 1 and then write the number 5 next to it. Write the number 1 and then write the number 5 next to it. And there's a larger number. 16. Wowza, we're getting into the very large numbers. We're getting into the very, very huge concepts. 16. S-I-X-T-E-E-N. Yes. 16. Oh, yeah. 16 is a very, very special number. I could tell you that. Because 16, for girls, is kind of the special day for when they are classified as young adults. So that's why they say, Sweet 16. Sweet 16, because being a young adult is pretty sweet to be. And for girls, turning 16 years old means that you're officially classified as a young adult. For boys, it may be 15, but for girls, it is 16. So 16, for girls, is when they actually turn into young adults. Very cool, right? Sweet little 16. And 16 is kind of like the minimum number in which you could actually start dating or going with your loved partner to places, to the park. 16 is a very romantic number too, like 15, because 15, you get your first kiss, and 16, you go on your first date. The love. 16 is very romantic too. 15 and 16 have a connection, and that connection is known as a relationship. A relationship, yes. 16 has 1 10 and 6 ones. 10 plus 6 is 16. I would recommend 16 years old for a first date, if I had to. 16 is a very special number, 16. So in order to trace the number 16, you have to write the number 1 and then write the number 6 after it. So yeah, that's how you write the number 16. Just write the number 1 and then write the number 6 after it. 10 plus 6 is 16. Write the number 1 and then write the number 6 after. 16 is also a very special number because when you draw 16 blocks in a certain way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, it looks like a square. It looks like a square. 16 is a square number because when you trace 16 circles like this, when the circles are in 4 columns and 4 rows, these are both 4. So 4 4s make 16. So yeah, if we add 4 4s together, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, that was 4 4s. They make 16. Wow, they make 16. So it's kind of like turning 4 years old 4 times in order to hit that sweet spot. That's how you can analyze the number 16. And there's a number larger than that. Even larger. Larger numbers. The number. Hang on. The number. Hang on. I know it's here. Oh, 17. The number 17. This is a very large number. An even larger number than 16. 17. This is 17. 17 is a very, very special number. Because 17 kind of represents going on your second date a little. But it's not always the second date, because 17 is still when you're in love with your partner. So 17. 17 could also be a very romantic number, but not as romantic as 15 and 16. If we talk about it, technically, you could date at 13 or 14, but I don't recommend 13. I don't like those scary Friday the 13th films with the number 13 in it. A guy is wearing a creepy mask in that movie, so don't watch it. Anyway, 17 is less spooky, because 17 kind of doesn't represent anything. So, yeah, 17. It's just an old plain number that is just trying to live a normal life. 1 10 and 7 ones make 17. 10 plus 7 is 17. So to write the number 17, you simply just have to write the number 1 and then write the number 7 next to it. Write the number 1 and write the number 7 next to it. That is how you write the number 17. And then 18 is larger. Guys, 18 is a very special number because when you turn 18, you are officially classified as a full-grown adult. Although you are still pretty young for an adult. But, no offense. 18 is officially when you are an adult. And you could vote. You could buy things on your own. Your parents don't have to take care of you when you're 18. 18 is a very special number. Because now, when you are 18 years old, you're officially a full-grown adult. And your parents don't have to tell you what to do. Because as long as you know the house rules, you could pretty much do anything you want as an 18-year-old. And when you're 18, it is legal to drink at bars and have dates with someone. Yeah. And go on relationships. 18 is also a very romantic number. Again, romance is kind of like those love stories. 18 is officially when you are an adult, like your mom and dad. So when you turn 18, you're officially a grown-up. 18's a very special number. 1 10 and 8 ones make 18. To write the number 18, you basically have to write the number 1 and then write the number 8 next to it. So to write the number 18, write the number 1 and then write the number 8 next to it. Write the number 1 and then write the number 8 next to it. That is how you trace the number 18. There's a number larger than this, of course, because we could go on and on and on and on.
What are you talking about?
Well, there is no biggest number.
What? I thought there was a biggest number.
No, there is no biggest number because no matter how big a number is, you could always add 1 to that number and it would be so much larger. And if you add 2 next to it, it would be even larger. So even if you ended up with a very special number that is so huge you can't even count to it, you could still add 1 to it and it would be bigger. So that's why there is no biggest number. Numbers keep going indefinitely to infinity, infinity, infinite, on and on forever. Numbers never stop. There is no limit to how high numbers can go because you could always add 1 to them. But let's get to the next biggest number of the infinitely many big numbers. 19. 19. 19. This is 19. 19. I forgot to write 18's name. Sorry, guys. 18. This is how you write 18's name. And this is how you write 19's name. So 19 is a very, very special number. Because 19 is the last teen number. And if you're wondering what a teen number is, let me show you. When you have 10 blocks and you add 1 or 9 blocks, if you add 10 blocks to 1 to 9 blocks, then you get a teen number of blocks. So, as long as it is 10 plus 1, 10 plus 2, 10 plus 3, 10 plus 4, 10 plus 5, 10 plus 6, 10 plus 7, 10 plus 8, or 10 plus 9, it could be a teen number. So, for example, 11 is a teen number because it has 1 10 and 1 1. However, 10 is not a teen number because although it has 1 10, it doesn't have any 1s. So it needs to have only 1 10 and between 1 and 9 1s. So yeah, a teen number has 1 10 and either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 1s. So yeah. 15 is a teen number. 19 is the largest teen number and is the last teen number. Because 19, when we add 1 to 19, that adds another 10, which we're going to get to later. But first, let's write the number 19. 19 is also a very simple number like 17, and it doesn't mean very much. But 19 could still have specific meanings, like continuing on with your relationship with your girlfriend or boyfriend. Those are the either girl or boy you're going to go out with. That's a date. 19, a little romantic, but again, doesn't have much meaning other than 10 plus 9, or 9 plus 10, I mean. Yes, 19. 1 10 and 9 1s make 19, so it's a teen number. In order to write the number 19, you basically have to write the number 1 and then the number 9 next to it. So, write the number 1 and then write the number 9 next to it. Write the number 1 and then write the number 9 next to it. Write the number 1 and write the number 9 next to it. That is how you write the number 19. And just like I said, if you take 19 and add 1 more, it will no longer be a teen number because now, after 9 comes 10. But this number has 1 10. So if we add 1 10 and another 10 together, we get 2 10s. And 2 10s make 20. 20. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. 20 is a very, very special number. 20. Because you are maturing into an older adult. Sorry, stuttering. Into an older, mature adult. And 20 also represents kind of like achieving, like completion. Like, yay, you did it. So 20, especially because 20 is going to be the last number that we're writing for today. So, yeah, the number 20, it represents completion. But other than that, just like 19, 20 kind of represents nothing. But not 0, because it still has a meaning. It still has 2 10s. Hey, at least it's not the number 0 that is dull and boring and has nothing in it. 20 is very special. So this time, now that there are 2 10s, it is no longer a teen number. 20 is not a teen number because it does not have 1 10. It has 2 10s. So a teen number only has 1 10 and 1 to 9 1s. 20 has 2 10s. And that's not 1 10, that's 2 10s. So that's not a teen number. It's a number, basically. 20 is different because it has a 2 and a 0 now. So, to write the number 20, you basically have to write the number 2 and then the number 0 after it. So, yeah. To write the number 20, write the number 2 and write the number 0 after. Write the number 2 and then write the number 0 next to it. Write the number 2 and then write the number 0 next to it. Write the number 2 and then write the number 0 after it. Write the number 2 and then write the number 0 after it. That is how you write the number 20. The number 20, baby. Woo! the number 20. Okay, that is it from us today. I hope you enjoyed about learning just how big numbers can be, infinitely large. And I hope you enjoyed the real meanings of some numbers, like 15, woo, and 16, yay, and 18, wow, you cheeky little one, you can do whatever you want, and 20, yay, I'm so proud of you for completing all of this. That's what all those numbers mean. And 13, ah! Yes, that's the reaction I get when I watch horror films. I scream. Yes. By the way, if you're interested in screaming, there is actually a portrait called The Scream. It represents a man screaming. So, yeah, you better go check that out if you're interested in it. But anyway, that's it from us today. I hope you enjoyed the numbers 0 to 20, and I hope you learned a lot about numbers and how to write them, and what they could actually mean. Bye, everybody! Bye!
Do